What is up, everyone? Huxbucks here. Today's video, we're going to talk about 2024 Prizm Hobby. It was just released this week. It is the hottest, biggest release. Everyone's going goo-goo for gaga over Prizm Hobby. And I get it. It's one of the most beloved sets in the hobby. Viewers have asked, am I going to open Prizm Hobby? Am I going to break it? Am I going to do a video on it? No, I am not going to break it. This is my video on Prizm Hobby, and I'm going to tell you why you should not buy Prizm Hobby. I'm going to go so far as to say Prizm is the worst it's been since it was released in 2012. It's the worst value proposition. It's the worst format. It's priced wrong. And I'm going to use some data points to go over that and show you why. Will it get through to you? I doubt it. The allure of Prizm is hard to resist. One of the big problems with Prizm is it is paralleled to death. In 2012, when it was released, there were a total of 5 parallels, 2 numbered and 3 non-numbered. The highest parallel number was 10, and Prizm remained relatively steady. It rose year over year a little bit through 2019 with increases of like 13%, 11, 25 in 2019. An increase in the total number of parallels. But in 2020, this is when the boom happened. A lot of money got injected into the hobby. All right, there's a lot of money there, a lot of demand. So you kind of understand, I get it. In 2020, parallels increased by 52%. It went from 25 parallels to 38 parallels. Numbered parallels jumped from 14 to 21. In 2021, there was a modest increase of 13%. 2022 really didn't jump. It was only 4.65%. But in 2023, we saw another big jump of 20%. So we're up to a total of 54 parallels, 34 numbered. Now, in 2024, it's increased by 16.67%. There's 63 total parallels in Prizm Football. Numbered cards account for 40 of those alone. That's a 17.5% increase. Prizm has absolutely been paralleled to death. And you can see just by this upward trend here, it just keeps going up and up and up. Now let's talk about the cost of a Prizm Hobby box. What has it done over the years? Well, pre-boom, pre-2020, you could buy a box of Prizm Hobby for $150 and under. It was cheap, it was inexpensive. Every collector could participate in the hobby, opening boxes. It was part of the hobby. The boom comes along. Boxes shoot up to over $1,000 in 2020. 2021, they're $1,200. All that money dries up, the demand subsides, and in 2022, granted it was a weak rookie class, they dropped down to $650. Okay, not bad. Prices dropped, parallels did not increase, they only increased 4.6%. Cool, we're back on track, right? Think again. In 2023, the price jumps up to $850. A $200 increase, and the parallels spike 20%. 2024 rolls around, and a Prizm Hobby box is going to cost you about $950 a box. And they increase the parallels, so increased parallels means increased print runs and an increased price. There is more on the market than there's ever been before, but the price increases. The biggest problem with all this is that the market has seen a price compression. Now, if we look at the singles market as opposed to the wax market, we would hope to see the singles market rising along with the wax, except we're seeing the opposite. So let's take a look at the singles market. First, let's look at the units sold by volume. This is per million by month over the last 2 years. We can compare month over month. And if you look unit-wise, a lot more cards have been sold in 2024 than 2023. That's great, right? Think again. Because when we look at sales volume, the sales volume has actually decreased. We're selling more cards for less value. To really put it in perspective, if we look at the average price per unit sold over the last 2 years for a sports card, it has dropped precipitously. In January 2023, the average unit sold was $24.26. You can see in 2024, it falls off the face of the earth. In January 2024, the average unit price was $6.89. So the average single price has gone down while wax prices have gone up. What does that all mean? That means your average return on Prizm Football Hobby has gone down. Wax prices have gone up, singles have gone down. Now what I did here was, and this is not particularly accurate, I just took, there's 21 quote-unquote non-base cards in every Prizm Hobby box. I just took the average price of a single sold and multiplied that by 21, and we can get an idea of where Prizm Hobby, your rate of return, has gone since then. In November 2023, the average rate of return on a 2023 Prizm Hobby box was negative 67%. Fast forward to this November, it's negative 88%. So your rate of return has gone down from a 2023 box to a 2024 box, and that's due to the rising increase in wax prices coupled with the decrease in the singles market. So I could make a purely value-based argument here to tell you that 2024 Prizm is, in fact, the worst Prizm that's ever been released. And that's not to mention the excessive amount of parallels in Prizm now. It's simple economics. There is a finite pool of resources to be spent, and when there is more supply in the market, more parallels, that dollar per parallel is going to shrink. And I don't want to get into a whole discussion about parallels, but I'll simply say that the hobby is only going to care about certain parallels. Just because you add more parallels doesn't mean the hobby wants those parallels. They're going to focus on the golds, on the low numbered. The more you print, the more important those low numbered card, those short print and super short print cards become, and the less important the high numbered, the 199, the 249, the 175, the 180. They become increasingly meaningless. So all those parallels you get in Prizm, while it feels good, it's simply not good. And I understand the allure of Prizm. Every video you're going to watch, who just so happens to be a breaker, is going to tell you you can hit that card. It just takes one card out of Prizm. And that's true. The ceiling is very, very high. What they don't tell you is the probability of you hitting that card is minuscule. We're talking about hitting a gold. There's probably only a few in a case. And then you have to hit the right player out of a 400 card checklist. Good luck. Opening wax these days is gambling, and Prizm Football is the highest form of gambling. And in 2024, your odds got worse and your ante got bigger. So that's what I think about 2024 Prizm. That's why I won't be breaking any hobby. I'll probably touch some retail. Let me know what you guys think, what your opinion and thoughts are on 2024 Prizm. I'd be interested to hear it. If you guys like this video, consider subbing to the channel. At the very least, hit that thumbs up button, like the video. It really, really helps. I want to thank you for spending even just a minute of your time with me today. Until next time, peace.